Today we are going to be looking at data entry. We are going to be looking at data entry and formatting. So what is data entry? Data entry is just the process of inputting data in our Excel sheet. And to do that, you need to know how to navigate through these cells. So the name of each cell is written in the name box here. So it's called name box. While anything I enter here can also reflect in the formula bar. So anything I enter can be seen in formula bar here. I can also be edited here. As long as I'm on it, I can easily come here and continue to type. So that's something about data entry. For example, I want to create a table containing series of numbers, containing name, age, and gender. Now to do that is simple. Like my first column will be the list of numbers, like the numbering system. So I can have the like SN as the list of numbers here. So one can decide to input the series of number one after the other, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. And maybe you want to write up to 100. Now writing that may take a lot of time. So there is a shortcut or a better way to go about it. And to do that, all you need to do is to click your 1, input your 1 and 2. Once you do that, you highlight these 2 by holding on your mouse, then drag down to this 2, then leave it. Then after, you come to the edge, to this edge, this particular edge, then drag down to the number of list you want. If it's 10, you stop at 10, but then let me go further to 15. This 12, this 13, let me go down to 15. Then I have everything instead of inputting them manually. Now I can decide to have more than this by still dragging it further. I can decide to have more than this by dragging it further. Like yes, all I need to do, highlight, then continue to drag. You understand? But so that's how. But then I needed just 20 and 15 rather. So that's for series of numbers. I want to have my name, and age, and gender. So I can decide to write names here, names of the people I want. Matthew, for example, Ajoke, Bimbo, Wale, Grace, Joy. And maybe I want to write another name. Maybe I have a list of names and maybe Matthew is appearing twice and I want to write Matthew again. Don't forget I've written Matthew in this first list list here. All I need to do is maybe write you can see it will give me a suggestion that's okay, this you want to write Matthew again, and if that's the case I don't need to type it Matthew all over. All I need to do is to leave it out there, then move to the enter to the next, and maybe I want to write that or check again. All I need to do move to next. So that will save me time of inputting it again since I've already inputted it before, like Bimbo again. You can see I don't need to type again. All I need to do, so that is another way of inputting data seamlessly in your Excel sheet. So let's go to age. Maybe age, let's say 25, 24. So that's that. I can decide to put, so as imputing. Now you can see the Matthew here has 25, the Matthew here has 27. So that makes them unique, not necessarily the same person. So in terms of gender, male, female, male, female, female, male, female, to input or enter data. Now another thing I can also do is to copy and paste. I can decide to copy and paste. For example, maybe I need, okay, let me move to a sheet that I have some other data there. I can decide to copy and paste, and to do that, for example, I want to a country, I want to copy this, and this is a column. I can try to copy. What I need to do is highlight, like I said, just highlight here from here to where you want, then do click Ctrl C to automatically copy what you want. Then I can decide to come here and paste. So I decide to paste the name of the country, a column. So these are their country. So that's just the basic things you need to know about entering data. And some other things you can also make use of is highlighting, and this can be found in home. Under home here, tab home, you see clipboard, we have font, and we have alignment. I want to align this column in such a way that the list will appear in the middle. Now you can see the alignment is not actually in the middle. I can try to align it in the middle. So that's how to go about it, and I can try to do that for every of my table here. All I need to do, come highlight them, then put them in the center. So I have something like this. So I can try to leave it this way, or align them to the far left or far right, depending on what I want. So that's that about data entry. Now I want to talk about formatting. Now, what does it mean to format anything? Formatting in Excel. So what does it mean? Why format and style your spreadsheet? Now, why is it I want to format or style my spreadsheet? One of the ways to make it easier to read and understand. As this thing is, I can try to format it by giving it color. Like, it makes it differentiate my column from my rows. Now this is the name of each column. So why these are the values in each of the columns. So that's one of the things that help. That's one of the things that's actually help in formatting. It makes your work read and understand, rather than just having nothing here, then you assume everything is the same. But by the time you style or format your work in Excel, it beautifies it and makes it easier to read, and it also makes it more delicate. Now styling is about changing the looks of cells. Just as I changed this look here, I added a coloration to it, so I fill in the color to it and to make it look better and understandable. Now, so styling is about changing the looks of the cells, such as changing colors, like I have done here. At times you change the font. So I decided to change the font of what I have here. This calibrate, I can decide to change the font too by coming here. Don't forget it's under home tab. Others are here, but then under home tab you come here under font. Now what I want to do is the font. I'll come here, change the font. I can like change the font to this, to this, to this, to whatever I feel like. Now it has changed to this. So I can start to, now though I've changed the color here. So that's what formatting is all about. And I can decide to give it a borderline. All I need to do is highlight it and come here. Look at this. I have the all border. I have list of my border, and I say all borders. So you see, this is a borderline. It makes each line thicker than the usual cells or the lines that we have. So that's something about formatting. So the next thing I would like to talk is an advanced formatting system. But then there are two ways to access the styling commands in Excel. One is either through the ribbon. Don't forget these are the ribbons. Yeah, we have the ribbon here, and I can also do that by right clicking the cell. Now the way I actually added this was through this ribbon. I came here and I selected. I decided to select another color. So this is through the ribbon here, and I can decide to do that again. Change. All I need to do is right click. Once I right click, I have the list here without coming up here. Then I can decide to change to whichever color I desire. So those are the two ways of formatting, or rather adding style to your Excel sheet. So I'm still going to go deeper into some other things in our formatting process. So now let's look at this. I'm going to talk about formatting in terms of Painter. Format Painter. What does format Painter means? Now I want us to replicate this. Now this is red coloration, blue coloration, green coloration. I have this letter is in bold form and this one is in italics, while this one is on the line. Now the format painter is a command which lets you copy formats. Don't forget these are all these are formatted already because they are not in their pure plain state. This particular one is formatted with a red color. So what does format painter do? Format painter actually helps you to copy if of to copy formatting from one cell to another. So I want to copy this format. All I need to do is to click the cell, come up here, you find under home the first group, which is clipboard. You see something that looks like brush. It is called format painter, and that's where you get to copy any format, whether be it color, be it the font and or what have you. That's where you copy your format from. So how to use format painter? You select the cell like I just did here. I select this red cell, then I click the format button, the format painter button, which is here. This is the format. Once you select this, now let me click that. I've clicked that. Now don't forget is to copy the format. Now I want to paste it on another cell. Now let me place it here. You can see it's just like copying the red format, then put it there. That's what format painter is all about. Now let me do that for this as well. Don't forget, all I need to click, then come here. Now I can decide to extend, click here and extend to this place. I have my blue line because I want to replicate what I did here. Now the next one is green. I click, come here, go up to my home tab, then I see the paintbrush here, which is called format painter. Click, then come here to the cell I want to format, then extend to whatever I want. So as I have done the same. So now that is formatting. Now I can decide to do that also for each format when it comes to structure, character rather. Like we have here the characters we have here, we have the bold, we have the italics, and we have the underlined letters. So how do I go about this? Now to do this, all I need to do is to also copy. For example, now I have my text here, text. I want to copy this character, the bold, the italics and the underline. I want to replicate it here in such a way that this text will be in the bold format, italics will be this will be in italics format, and this will be underlined. All I need to do is just copy. You can see, then come here. Now that is my format painter, then highlight as I want from here to here. You can see they've all changed. This has been, now this text is in both format. This in italics and this is underlined. So that's another way of using your format painter. Now let's move to the next one. I would like to talk about another thing we can do. And in this, now what I just did here is I've done here, okay, we've treated data entry and we've done format of cells, using cell style, color. Now the next thing I would like us to talk about is numbers. How to format numbers. How do we format numbers? Now, and I'm going to use this table here, for example. So let us focus on this table right here. Now this, we have the default number format is general. And how do we get a number format? Under home tab, you have this, you come to where the number is, and this is where you actually format your number. So why change number format? To change number, the reason why we change number format is to make data explainable, also to prepare data for functions, so that Excel understand what kind of data you are working with, whether it's number, whether it's date, whether it's in decimal, and whether it's in currency or what have you. So we're going to be looking at certain number format. We have general number format. Now let me click here. Don't forget we are dealing with number format, and for you to make use of your number format, you come to this page here. Now let's click this drop down. We have the general, we have the number, we have currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, and the likes. So number formats can be changed by clicking the number format drop down like I did. So now let's play around with some formats here, and to do that, let's look at this particular one. We have price here, price of each. What am I doing? Okay, this is what I want to do actually. So we have this. Now look at this. I want us, this price of each of what we have here. We have order, quantity ordered, we have order number, we have price, we have order lines, we have sales, and we have order date. Now these are the prices of what we ordered. So how do we format this? I want to format it in such a way that it will show, it will be in currency. Don't forget we are dealing with prices here. So I'll highlight everything, come to this place, then click currency. Now the default currency is in dollars, so all I need to do is click, then everything will apply in dollar. Now you can see it's in dollar. So this is how to format numbers. Now I've just made this particular column clear that this is in currency. So merely reading it, you know that, oh, this is the currency. You don't need to go too far, or you don't need to manually input the dollar sign. So I can decide to extend this. Now let me undo, and in case I have other values I may want to input, all I need to do is highlight them all here, then change them to currency. So even after I click and I decide to click here, maybe 20, then I enter, it will be in dollars. Another one, 50. I don't need to, go all over by changing the format. Once I do that, it it affects the rest. So, and the next thing I'm going to talk about now is our other formatting. Now let's look at decimal here. Let's look at decimal. Okay, let's work with this, still on this. Or rather, let me pick something else, another account. Now we have sales here, and we have decimal. Let me put decimal here so that all will be in decimal. Now you can as well increase your decimal value here by either clicking it here. This increase decimal or reduce decimal. You can see it's written. So I want to increase the decimal. I'll click here. That's I've increased it by 3 decimal places, and I can decide to reduce it. I'll reduce it to 2. I can decide to reduce further. This is 1. And I can decide to reduce it so that it does not even have any decimal. So this is what we have. So this is also another format in such a way that you can decide to reduce or increase your decimal. So that's another number formatting right there. So the next one I would like to talk about is date. Now look at this date. This date has the date and the time, depending on what kind of time you want or what type of timing system you want. And this also can be found here under the short time. We have a short time, we have a long time. So I can try to format this to long time. Let's see short time. You can see short time try to give me only date without giving me the time. So I only have date there. Now I can try to put time. Now only time. Now I can decide to have something further. Now long date will give me in specific day, which is Monday, then give me the specific month, not just in numbers. So these are things you can actually work with. Okay, so let's go back to where it was. So these are number formatting in Excel that you can play around with. I hope this helps.